Welcome to the Build Your Life Coaching Biz podcast, where you get to learn how to become a professional life coach and start an online coaching business from scratch. I'm your host, Krista Kathleen, a professional certified coach and spiritual business mentor. In 2016, I got divorced and left my full-time job as a registered nurse and decided to bravely answer my calling of becoming a life coach so I could help to change lives as I traveled around the world. And now I want to help you discover your purpose too. Having the freedom and flexibility to be your own boss and make as much money as you want right from your laptop will be one of the best gifts you ever give to yourself, your family, and the world. In these episodes, I'll give you real coaching combined with proven strategies and spiritual practices in order to help build your dream coaching business that feels perfect for you.
Hi, everyone. I am currently in my water office, aka my bathtub that I take advantage of every single night to cleanse my energy, and it's also a part of my nightly sacred ritual. And the universe was asking me to record a podcast episode. This one I don't think will be super long. But I just want to tell you a little bit about my day, and I had a couple of no's today, and I really want to normalize the no's, right? Because a lot of times we see people celebrating their wins and talking about their highlights on social media, which is great. I'm all about celebrating the wins, but also we need to celebrate and talk about the no's, the failures, the setbacks as well, so that when it does happen to us, we don't feel like there's something wrong with us or we doubt whether we're meant to be a life coach, and that we just know that it's normal and it's a part of the process. And I remember the first couple of years of running my coaching business that when I would have no shows or people would say no to working with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not meant to be in this line of work. I'm doing everything wrong, and really just got in my head and started questioning myself. And then the more I got into business, I learned, oh no, this is just normal and you have to expect it. And there's going to be a certain amount of, no's and no-shows. So that's why I'm talking about this today, because it is going to happen to you. It's just a matter of time. It's a part of life. It's business. So my first no was this morning, and I had met this woman this summer at a CrossFit gym in St. Louis, and we ended up talking. I told her I was a life coach, and she said that she was interested in working with a life coach and had heard about life coaching. And so we set up a consultation, and then after the consultation, she still wasn't feeling quite sure. So I offered her a couple of sample coaching sessions so she could get a taste of my style of coaching and experience what it was like to receive coaching. And then we were supposed to have another session tonight. And then she emailed me this morning and just said that, she wasn't ready to work together and didn't want to waste my time. And she wanted to free up my schedule. And I really did feel in her energy that she just wasn't ready, and now's not the time for her. And I've learned not to push people. You can't push people to be ready before they're ready. So I took it as a sign from the universe that, we're not meant to work together at this time, and that she's always welcome to come back when she's ready. And I just put an email out to my list this morning saying that I was opening up 3 one-on-one spots to work with me starting in January. So again, I just looked at it as like, that's freeing up a spot for someone else who is ready to do this work and is really fucking excited to, work with me as their personal life coach. So I just looked at it as a win. And again, I'm not afraid to get the no's anymore, because I know that the no's lead to yeses. And then later this evening, I had 2 coach training consults set up with students who are interested in joining the April class for Born to Coach Training Academy. And the first coach training consult was incredible. This woman is just my soulmate client and student, and she said yes, and she's going to put her deposit down next month. And I just got off that call feeling like just butterflies in my stomach and just feeling absolutely amazing. And then I had another coach training consult an hour later, and then the woman didn't show up. And so when I have people who don't show up, I send them a follow-up email saying something like, hey, I was so excited for us to chat, and here's my schedule to rebook, and I'm looking forward to talking with you. And sometimes they reschedule and sometimes they don't. A lot of times they don't show up for a reason. So, like I said, it happens. It's normal. It's a part of running a coaching business. And yeah, so it's happened so many times now that I don't take it personal. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And I just get curious. And I'm like, oh, I'm wondering why the person scheduled, but then they didn't show up. Or I'm wondering when this person will be ready to work with me as their personal coach. And it does take a lot of inner work and shadow work to get to a place where you can feel neutral around the no's and the no-shows and not take it as a personal rejection. I've had to do a lot of work with my coaches and therapists to get to this place, but it is really nice to get to this place of where it doesn't trigger me anymore and it doesn't feel like a personal rejection. And now I just know, like, you have to hold space for the no's in order to get to the yeses. And there's been so many yeses for me over the years. But if I let every little no derail me and make me doubt myself as an excellent life coach, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I wouldn't have helped all the people that I've helped and made all the money that I've already made. And so I've just learned that no's are a part of the process. And one of my past coaches and mentors said that you can even, I'm going to be honest, I'm not always the best with tracking numbers and data. This is something I want to get better at. But she said you can even look at, like, the amount of consults that are discovery calls that you're scheduling every month and keeping track of, like, how many people say yes and how many people say no, and then kind of knowing, like, that's your closing rate. And so, like, for example, I have a lead sheet that I use, and every time I get on the phone with someone, I add their name to my lead sheet and I put in their information and, like, how they found me, and then notes about them so I can remember them, and then, what was the outcome of the call. And this is something that I share in my Life Coach Starter Kit as well, by the way, if you guys want access to all of my documents that I use to run my business. And so what I could do is I could, like I said, sit down every month and count out the number of discovery calls and, like, coach training consults booked, and seeing, like, how many yeses and how many no's, and then figuring out the percentage, and then knowing moving forward, like, okay, if I want to fill X number of spots with my private coaching or with coach training, I know that I have to book and get on a certain number of calls in order to fill this many spots. So for example, oh man, it's late at night here, so I'm really hoping I can do this math right now. So let's say that you book 10 calls for the month and 2 people say yes. So that means that you have a closing rate of 20%. Hopefully I'm doing this math right. So that means that you need to get on at least, and then let's say, so 2 yeses and you fill 2 spots, and then maybe you have 2 more spots left open to work with you. So then that means you're going to have to book at least another 10 calls in order to fill those 2 spots, right? So hopefully that math made sense. But that's kind of how you can like look at it, like from running the numbers and like a more practical point of view of like keeping track of your data, and then how many calls do I need to be booking each month in order to get the outcome or the results that I want to achieve here. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for you all tonight. So I am going to sign off here. Lincoln just came into the bathroom, and I'm going to tell him good night. And thanks so much for listening.
I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed at this time. And if you're ready to up-level your coaching skill set and learn how to confidently coach at the transformational PCC level in order to help your clients get bigger breakthroughs and better results, then join our Born to Coach Training Academy at buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/certification.